God isn't master of the universe, He-Man is.
He-Man is more powerful than Jesus Christ.
Right. He-Man has more power than Jesus.
Forces inhabiting those pieces.
Skeletor, the master of the universe.
But today, there's a different kind of cartoon that's coming on our TV sets, and the question is there a well-organized plot, an insidious design right now to program and influence the minds of our children towards the occult and witchcraft?
Now in the PowerPoint drive, we see Skeletor in a classic lotus position of meditation. Legs crossed, palms on the knees, with the palms out.
So let's go and look at the Thundercats right now, who we saw are taken from heathen gods of the past. And I mean squirt guns that are so occultic.
You know, if E.T.'s an alien and he came down and he did all the things that he did and he died and was resurrected again, then what about Jesus? Maybe he was an alien.
And this has got to have some kind of a message to the children.
Oh, definitely. It says you can be demon-possessed and still be good.
Now, we're looking at occultic things. We're seeing things like the chest of demons and witches and Stonehenge. And Voltron is very similar to what we call the Transformer series, isn't he?
Yes, this is one of many robot series. Some of them are sexually oriented, but I didn't think much of it. I threw it in the back seat of my car. About 3 days later, I was driving home from these series of services, and the Lord spoke to me.
And what was that statement you made earlier, that God spoke to you and said what dolls would do?
And the Lord told me that children were being affected by these things, and that I was to do something about it.
And the G.I. Joe characters are getting occultic too, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Phil, what is this called when they talk to the dead?
That's called necromology. Yes, the witchcraft and occult practices are not make-believe. They're taken from actual witchcraft, actual pagan religions, levitation, mind control, astral projection, and other forms of witchcraft ceremonies are portrayed within the cartoons.
All of these things are portrayed in the cartoons?
Yes, very much so.
Well, then we could suspect that there's some kind of a spiritual force behind these things to program our children.
Characters like Darth Vader, who look almost exactly like the ancient Norse god Odin. But there are some things about Smurfs that we need to look at. First of all, you'll notice that they're depicted as blue with black lips.
Well, isn't that interesting?
And you know what happens to you when you die? You turn blue and your lips turn black.
In other words, these are depictive of dead creatures.
Right. You notice that she's wearing a cobra head breastplate and has a cobra head staff in her hand. Now the cobra is the symbol for demonic power and protection. And this young lady is involved in witchcraft, and you'll notice that she's a very voluptuous looking thing, and they wear very tightly clad clothes and sometimes even negligee type things on the show.
So there's a sensuality about the toys also.
Yes. And we saw in there that She-Ra was sent to the 6th dimension. We're talking about Eastern religion. I mean, everything that has taken its basis from Hinduism and other religions like that has been added into our toys and cartoons these days.
Now, you talk about Hinduism. Would we see anything like the martial arts or you know, yoga exercises? Well, we did see yoga exercises last week in Skeletor taking that position.